All right, today we're gonna make a pumpkin crown, and we're gonna read first this pumpkin book called Seed Sprout Pumpkin Pie. It says, have you picked your pumpkin? I think lots of friends already did that, right? Because Halloween is over. But we can still learn about pumpkins. A pumpkin seed is tucked into the sun-warmed earth. Spring rains soften its tough coat. A root reaches for nutrients. A sprout reaches for light. So the roots reach for the nutrients or the food in the soil. And the sprout is reaching for the sunlight. Soon, jagged leaves rise from the twisty vines, wandering in all directions. So pumpkin plants grow flat on the ground instead of up like a tree would. Bees visit the golden blossoms, spreading pollen from flower to flower. Here and there, tiny green knobs will replace the wilted flowers. The knobs change color and slowly swell, which means getting bigger, growing heavier by the day. Cooler nights arrive and the vines shrivel. Left behind are pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins. Look at all of them. See how they're going flat along the ground? Pumpkins are a type of squash. They can be green, red, tan, yellow, white, or even blue. Most of the time we see the ones that are either like kind of greenish or yellow or orange. The pumpkins we know best are bright orange. There are tall pumpkins. There are short pumpkins. There are smooth or bumpy pumpkins. Wee ones, which means little, only inches wide, or giant pumpkins you can ride inside. Look what these people did. They took out the insides and they made a boat out of the pumpkin, and they're in the water floating and rowing. Thump, thump, thump. A pumpkin sounds hollow, but inside the stringy wet pulp and oodles of slippery seeds are in there. Seeds can be saved to grow next year's pumpkins, or they can be dried for a tasty snack. Pumpkin pulp smells sharp and tangy, but it can be made into delicious breads, desserts, or soups. Sugar pumpkins go into the spicy pies we bring to our Thanksgiving tables. The end. Unless there was something else pumpkins might be used for, and I think some friends in TK did this. Jack-o'-lanterns. Will you give yours a funny face or a creepy one to send shivers up your back? Will it be the head of a straw-filled scarecrow? Will your jack-o'-lantern decorate your kitchen table among the striped gourds and sunset-colored leaves? Or will it set your porch aglow on a spooky Halloween night, lighting the way for a curious cat? Pumpkins that are unused are fed to farm animals or left in the fields to nourish the precious soil. Look at the pumpkin, or the cows are eating all the old pumpkins. And if they're left here, so the seeds go back into the soil and they are awaiting spring under a wintry blanket. So the snow covers them up and the seeds are under there. And when the snow clears, the pumpkin seeds start to grow again. And then the life cycle continues. So today on our crown, we actually have the life cycle of the pumpkin there on the crown. So I am going to get my black marker first because I have to do some writing. Now, do you see this little word down here? N-A-M-E, that says name. So I'm gonna write my name. Miss Agnetek. And then I have to fill in my missing letters. So we're gonna start way up here at the top corner. This is the top left side of your page on the corner. And that little picture is of the seed. And the word seed, the S is missing in seed. So see if you can draw an S right there. Then we're gonna jump over here. And this is the sprout. The S is also missing from the word sprout. So we have seed, sprout. Then we're gonna go back over here to the left where we have the picture of the vine. Vine starts with what letter? I'm hearing a And I know that's the letter V. Vine for V, or V for vine. Then we've got our flower. What letter is missing in the beginning of flower? An F. So I'm gonna put an F here. Then we've got our green pumpkin, G for green. Then we've got our big pumpkin, B for big. So let me go over the letters again. S for seed, S for sprout, V, F, G, and B. You need to write your letters. Press pause if you need to do that. Press pause right now if you need to do that. All right, and then we can start. So there's that seed again. I'm just gonna color it again with my apricot color, just to give it a little color, but I know it's lighter than that. Then we've got our sprout. Here's the earth or the soil. And then we've got our little green sprout that's growing. Then over here, we've got our vine, which has the leaves growing on it. Twisty, twisty vines that grow along the ground. Did anyone go to a pumpkin patch where there are actual pumpkins growing on the vine ever? I've never been to there. I've only been to a pumpkin patch where the pumpkins are already picked and they're ready for you to take home. I've never seen a real pumpkin patch before. So I'm gonna color my leaves. I'm gonna color my earth, my ground. Then I've got my flower, and we remember the flowers are yellow, kind of golden. I'm also gonna make my vine here. And then the next pumpkin is green, right? It's starting out as a little green knob, they called it. A little green pumpkin knob. Then we've got our big orange pumpkin. Stem. My orange pumpkin. Cool. And then I'm gonna color my circles. Today we practiced patterns when we were doing our math, so I think I'm gonna use my colors here and I'm gonna make a pattern. So I'm gonna do orange, green, brown, yellow. And that's what I'm gonna make happen again. That's what I'm gonna make repeat. So if I'm looking, the orange comes first, so my orange would be next. Orange, then green, then brown, then yellow. And check it out, we have enough for it to happen again. It's gonna repeat 3 times. So I'm gonna remember what it was. Orange, green, brown, yellow. Orange, green, brown, yellow. So I'm gonna start back with my first color. Orange, green, brown, yellow. Cool. Then I'm gonna use some crayons, I think, and I'm just gonna kind of color the background of my little pictures because I think blue would be a nice color to add. I'm using blue because a pumpkin plant is growing outside, and this is the color of the sky behind the plant. And I just think it would be nice to add another color to our crown. You can wear your crown on Zoom if you want, or if you don't want to wear it, you can just show it to me. And then You can cut it out. I'm not gonna cut mine out right now, but you can cut yours out. Actually, I can cut it out, that's fine. So cutting's a little bit tricky. You have to remember that you have to learn how to kind of, instead of turning your hand, you have to turn you're turning your hand that's holding your paper. You're not really turning your hand that's cutting with the scissor. So sometimes you kind of need a grown-up to kind of guide your hand for a little bit until you figure it out. So there's your crown. You can glue it onto your headband. If you want to draw some pumpkins on your headband, you can. Some vines. Maybe it's a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. You can give it a little face. Rah, 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 rah. There we go. All right. So you can glue it on. You can wear it on Zoom, or you can just show it to me on Zoom if you don't want to wear it.